Welcome everybody to Blue House Live, COVID sessions. And this is Steve Washington and friends. And I'm dubbing this presentation Americana. It's a rather ambitious notion because there is so much to this concept of Americana. And by that I mean, musically at least, music that is uniquely American in nature. Now there's no way that we can do full justice to this thing we call Americana in an hour and 15 minutes or an hour and a half. It would take about a week, maybe a Time Life special series to do it justice. But we're going to, what I thought I'd do is I'd point to a few of my favorites, pieces that I've grown up with, pieces that I sort of know, and pieces that I've just learned for you tonight, and to try and point you in the direction of music that illustrates our unique and very powerful American diversity. And I want to speak about this for just a second before we launch into the next song. We sort of take our diversity for granted these days. In fact, we do more fighting than celebrating over it. But I've had the joy and the pleasure and the honor of traveling the world as a musician, as a vocalist, as an entertainer. And I can tell you that our American diversity, through the music, through the arts, through film, has been influential in all the world. It has won hearts and minds across the globe, drawn folks to this thing that's going on in the United States of America. Right? So while we sit around arguing and fighting each other, the world, at least in the recent past, has been drawn to our American culture. And our American culture is most definitely a function of our incredible diversity. And that's what we'd like to touch on this evening. I'm going to start with a song that the great Hoagy Carmichael wrote back in 1927, 93 years ago. Quick story. He was feeling very forlorn. It was after the pandemic in that era, in that century. And he was feeling very wistful, very romantic, very ethereal, if you will. And he came up with this remarkable melody. And he played it for a friend of his and promptly forgot it. 2 weeks later, the friend said, "Well, hey, Hoagy, what did you do with that song? What are you talking about?" Hey, this is this. He sang it for him, hummed it for him. And he said, "Oh, yeah. At that point, Hoagy Carmichael finally put it down on paper. And thank goodness he did. Had he not experienced that fortuitous moment with his friend, reminding him of the song he wrote spontaneously, we would never have this gem. And it is indeed a quintessential American standard." Hope you enjoy this. And now the purple dusk of twilight time steals across the meadows of my mind. High up in the skies, the little stars climb, always reminding me that we're apart. You wander down the lane and far away, leaving me a song that will not die. Love is now the stardust of yesterday, the music of the years gone by. Sometimes I wonder why I spend the lonely night dreaming of a song, the melody haunts my reverie, and I am once again with you. When our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration, but that was long ago, and now my consolation is in the stardust of a song beside a garden wall. When stars are bright, you are in my arms. A nightingale sings his fairy tale of paradise when roses bloom. Though I dream in vain, in my heart it always will remain, that stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. Beside a garden wall, when stars are bright, you are in my arms. A nightingale sings his fairy tale of paradise when roses bloom. Though I dream in vain, in my heart it always will remain, that stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. I think the blues, probably the most quintessential originating force in American popular music. Blues came about in Deep South, and by all accounts, it came out of the Black American experience, slavery. As ugly as that was, sweet water from a foul well, if you will. Slavery, ex-slaves, sharecroppers, work songs, spirituals. All of these elements came together to create this thing that we call the blues. And blues then turned into, or at least gave rise to, rhythm and blues, jazz, rock and roll, and a lot of the contemporary popular music that we enjoy today. At the core of all of that is probably what we would call blues. Can't forget folk as well, close cousin. I'd like to share with you a song that you all know quite well, and I hope love as much as I do. The great Louis Jordan. And in fact, we get to check two boxes with this particular tune. We get to check blues, and we get to check musical theater, because I believe it was the 80s or the 90s, This song was featured in a Broadway musical called, let's see here. Yes, Five Guys Named Mo. Louis Jordan, the story of Louis Jordan. And anyway, you'll know this. Now, typical of the blues is the call and response thing. And of course, we've got a dry audience here. I'm looking at cameras and a sound booth. But you guys are more than welcome to sing along safely in the security and comfort and the privacy of your own homes, okay? So as we get into this, feel free to shout out loud, holler and scream, because we're going to definitely do a little shout chorus stuff here, all right? Let's see how this works. Give me a chorus up top. 2, 1, 2. Some fun. You only live once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. Don't matter if you're young or old. Let the good times roll. Hey, bartender, lock the door. When the police come, tell them the joint is closed. Let it roll, let it roll. Good times roll. Don't matter if you're young or old. Let the good times roll, yeah. All right. Let it roll, let it roll. Let it roll, let it roll. Let the good times roll. Let it roll right on. Don't matter if you're young or old. Let the good times roll. You folks in your homes, come on, do this with me, do this with me. Mumbling, talking trash. Wanna have some fun? Go out and spend some cash. Let it roll, baby. Let the good times roll. Don't matter if you're young or old. Let the good times roll. Sing with me on the chorus. Let it roll, let it roll. Let it roll. Don't matter if you're young or old. Let the good times roll. All right. I hope you guys were singing back home. And you know what? You can sing any notes you want because you're in the privacy of your office or living room. It doesn't matter. Right? I hope you were singing along. Oh, indeed. You could see how rock and roll and rhythm and blues absolutely came out of the blues. No question about that. Wait, Kansas City, here I come. They got some crazy, crazy women, and I'm gonna get me one. This is a song I learned in the last week, just for you, just for you. And I'm sending this out to my friends in New York. Let's see. Written by Vernon Duke. It was also featured, or lent to, not written for, but lent to a Broadway musical, check, in 1934. And the big hit for this tune was earned by the great Frank Sinatra. Doesn't get more American than that, right? So, but I'm going to send this out to my folks in New York who have shown us how to get through this pandemic. And if we would only take heed. But I've heard some horror stories and also some remarkable, remarkable stories of victory. So here we go. Let's give this a shot. Autumn in New York, why does it seem so inviting? Autumn in New York, it spells the thrill of first nighting. Glittering crowds and shimmering clouds in canyons of steel. They're making me feel I'm home. It's autumn in New York that brings the promise of new love. Autumn in New York is often mingled with pain. With empty hands may sigh for exotic lands. It's autumn in New York. It's good to live it again. It brings the promise of new love. Autumn in New York has often mingled with dreamers with empty hands and Bayside for exotic lands. It's autumn in New York. It's good to live it again. All right. This little piece here was written in 1967 by a great country folk guitarist, singer-songwriter named Tony Joe White. In 1970, Brooke Benton got this song. It was selected for him, and it was produced by Jerry Wexler when he moved from whatever label he was on to Atlantic Cotillion Records. This little gem is certified gold, and it ranks among Rolling Stone's top 500 greatest songs in all of American history. And it's an interesting case because it can be considered a country song or a rhythm and blues song. And when you think about it, very often country, rhythm, and blues are almost two sides of the same coin. The difference being a little bit of flavoring, right? Just underscores how closely related we all are culturally, in spite of so much conflict that we seem to like to indulge in. We are really cousins and brothers and sisters and what have you. But this song is such a gem, and I learned it just for you. I've had my eye on this song for a long time, and I finally got an excuse to learn it. So hopefully the lyrics will come, and hopefully this will turn out the way I hope it will. You'll recognize it. Hovering by my suitcase, trying to find a warm place to spend the night. Heavy rains are falling, seems I hear your voice calling, it's alright. A rainy night in Georgia, a rainy night in Georgia. Seems like it's raining all over the world. I feel like it's raining all over the world. Neon signs are flashing, taxi cabs and buses passing through the night. A distant moaning of a train seems to play a sad refrain to the night. A rainy night in Georgia, such a rainy night in Georgia. Lord, I feel like it's raining all over the world. I feel like it's raining all over the world. How many times I wonder, but it still comes out the same. No matter how you look at it or think of it, it's life, and we all just gotta play the game. Yeah. Find me a place in a boxcar so I get my guitar to pass the time. Late at night when it's hard to rest, I hold your picture to my chest and I feel fine. But it's a rainy night in Georgia. Oh Lord, it's a rainy night in Georgia. I feel like it's raining all over the world. I feel like it's raining all over the world. Raining, 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 raining all over the world. I feel like it's raining, 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 raining all over the world. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's the first time out the gate for me. Two back-to-back, I think. First-timers for me. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it came out okay. Okay, so this is probably, I should talk about this. In 1939, Billy Strayhorn was newly hired by Duke Ellington to join the orchestra as the staff songwriter. This is a quintessential jazz standard, right? And certainly a Duke Ellington signature. And I'm going to see if I can break out my air trumpet or air flugel. I'm not sure what this horn is, but it's an air something. So we're going to have a little fun with this, all right? I hope you enjoy it. You must take the A train to go to Sugar Hill way up in Harlem. If you miss the A train, you'll find you missed the quickest way to Harlem. Hurry, get on board, it's coming. Listen to those rails are humming. All aboard, get on the A train. Soon you will be on Sugar Hill in Harlem. must take the A train to go to Sugar Hill way up in Harlem. And if you miss the A train, darling, you'll find you've missed the quickest way to Harlem. So hurry now, get on board, it's coming. Listen to those rails humming on. Get on the A train, and soon you will be in Sugar Hill in Harlem. That's right, soon you will be in Sugar Hill in Harlem. I said soon you will be in Sugar Hill in Harlem. A Train, quintessential jazz standard. Duke Ellington, doesn't get much more American than that. This is an interesting song. We are reprising this. We did this in the last performance to represent the great Harry Belafonte. But I'd like to share this with you again because it has an interesting story. The story goes that a fur trader, sometime in the 1700s, fell in love with the daughter of an Iroquois Indian chief by the name of Shenandoah. And this song was written, I guess, in the 1800s, and verses have been added over a period of time. It's sort of in public domain. No one really knows who wrote this song. I'd like to take this opportunity to nod to our very precious and very important, and sometimes it feels like our undervalued Native American brothers and sisters, our indigenous Americans, if you will. And as far as their contribution to the American musical experience, you probably remember Redbone from the 1970s. They had a saying, "Come and get your love." You probably remember that. And they were known. In fact, Jimi Hendrix said that the guitarist was one of his favorite guitarists. This is one of the best guitarists he ever. Jimi Hendrix said that this Native American guitar player is one of his favorite rock guitarists. And I think Rita Coolidge is of Cherokee heritage. She has some Cherokee heritage. So it's something we don't think about very often, but our Native American brothers and sisters are fundamental to the fabric of the American experience. Fundamental. And this song I'd like to use as a nod to our very precious and very important Native American brothers and sisters. So I hope you enjoy this. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you away. I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, you rolling river. For her I'd cross your rolling waters. Away, I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, how far I wander away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, how far I wander away. I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Away, I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Thank you. Oh, Shenandoah. Great old folk song, American folk song. At this point, I'd like to share our band with you. The guys, we're going to give them a chance to do their thing. And hopefully they'll pick something that is sort of thematically, that's thematically relevant. It's hard not to. But I should introduce these guys. Todd Simon on piano, the one and only. Blake Meister on the bass, and Leland Nakamura on drums. And I have been asked, prompted, cued, to remind you that if you are able, and if you are of a mind, and if you can do it during these troubled times, to go ahead and donate. And that way it helps me pay the band. So please do, don't forget, we do appreciate it. It is no cover, but we do love it when you do. So I hope you will. In the meantime, enjoy these guys. Top drawer. Enjoy. How about it for the friends part of the evening? When I think of 60s cool, as this sound was dubbed back in the day, I can think of no song that more exquisitely illustrates what 60s cool is better than this one. In 1967, Burt Bacharach and Hal David wrote a tune. The Brill Building in New York City. And they had this wonderful starlet that they discovered in a session, in a bunch of sessions, background vocal recording sessions. And Burt Bacharach plucked this little black pearl out of the bunch. And they set about on a course of one hit record after another. It is now the stuff of showbiz legend. I'm speaking, of course, of the Burt Bacharach, Hal David, Dionne Warwick three-way marriage that worked. Interestingly, this particular tune was not originally recorded by Miss Warwick. It was recorded by the also amazing Dusty Springfield for a film called Casino Royale. Dion did get around to singing it, and she had her own big hit with this one, but she wasn't the first. One of those rare Backrack tunes where she came a little bit later. Nonetheless, I think this is quintessentially American and quintessentially Backrackian. The look of love is in your eyes. The look your smile can't disguise. The look of love is saying so much more than just words could ever say. And what my heart has heard, well, it takes my breath away. I can hardly wait to hold you, feel my arms around you. How long I have waited, waited just to love you. Now that I have found you, you've got the look of love. It's on your face, a look that time can't erase. Be mine tonight. Let this be just the start of so many nights like this. We'll take a lover's vow and then seal it with a kiss. I can hardly wait to hold you, feel my arms around you. How long I have waited, waited just to love you. Now that I have found you, don't ever go. The look of love, it's on your face. A look that time can't erase. Baby, be mine tonight. Let this be just the start of so many nights like this. We'll take a lover's vow and then seal it with a kiss. Oh, I can hardly wait to hold you, feel my arms around you. How long I have waited, waited just to love you. Now that I have found you, don't ever go. Don't ever go. Don't ever go. I love you so. Burt Bacharach. It doesn't get any more American than that. All right. Song written by the great Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. 1961. Made famous by none other than Ben E. King. In 1866, a film was actually named after this song, and the short story, written by Stephen King. Doesn't get any more American than that. Stephen King of horror and drama fame. I think the story originally was called The Body, and when Hollywood got a hold of it, they turned it into a story called Stand By Me. And the song Stand By Me, of course, was enlisted to be the theme title. I'd like to do something special with this song. A couple of things. Number one, it's a song that was popular in the 60s. We had so much incredible music coming out of the States in the 60s. We had the Motown sound. Certainly, we had Stax Records. We had Atlantic coming on strong, Atlantic Cotillion, all that northern soul, that southern soul, all that stuff going on. Just amazing. I remember hanging out at my grandparents' house in the late 60s, bugging my aunt as she was trying to have fun with her friends, listening to them spin Tamla and Motown and Gordy on the turntable and just loving every moment of it. The Miracles, Four Tops, The Temptations, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Aretha Franklin also, and all those Stax artists. So much incredible music that came out of the 60s. There's no way we can do it all, but I'd like to use this particular tune to tip my hat to that incredible era of music, and also to thank our allies. And by that I mean, as you all know, we are going through some tumultuous times, very divided, but we have allies. I'm speaking of people of color in this country who are kind of taking a hit right now. We have allies, and I do so appreciate those of you who are standing by and fighting alongside for justice and peace and fairness. God bless you for that. It's tough, but we can't do it without you. This nation can't do it without you. And it's in that spirit I'd like to share this song with you. Out there, I think. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Darling, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand Todd Simon. Darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Darling, stand. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stay by me? Oh, yeah, stand by me. Darling, stand. Stand by me. Stand by me. When the road gets a little bit rough and you think you've had enough, stand by me. Stand by me. As we walk through life together, there's gonna be some stormy weather. Stand by me. Stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Darling, stand. Come on, stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. 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 As we walk this road together through all kinds of stormy weather, you and me, we can make it. We can do it, y'all. It's ours for the taking. Set your mind at ease. We can do it. We will do it. We're gonna make it right. Gonna make it right. Stand by me. Todd Simon on piano, Blake Meister on the bass, Leland Nakamura on drums. Oh yeah. Okay. I definitely have to introduce this next gem, a Jimmy Webb classic. 1968. The great Jimmy Webb crafted this song, certified gold, way up there on the Rolling Stones top 500 songs of all time, and made famous by the great, one of my heroes, the great Glenn Campbell. This is my tip of the hat to country western, country pop, and one of our geniuses. Folks don't realize how amazing Glenn Campbell was in the studio. Just an amazing musician, as well as a brilliant vocalist and a wonderful entertainer. Truly a complete musician. And his legacy is going to live on and on and on. And he's a wonderful example of what America has produced. And this is apparently his favorite songs of his long list of hits. It is certainly a favorite of mine. I hope you enjoy this. I am the lineman for the county, and I drive the main road. searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing through the wire. I can hear you through the wire. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. I know I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And your Wichita lineman is still on the line. Still on the line, still on the line, still on the line, still on the line, still on the line. All right. Glenn Campbell, Wichita Lineman, written by the great Jimmy Webb. I would be remiss if I didn't include our brothers and sisters down in the Southwest, meaning, of course, our neighbors. Way back when, actually, a big part of the United States was actually Mexico. And of course, there's a whole lot of history associated with how that big part of this nation actually became the U.S. That's a lot of history there. But we are more closely wed to our Mexican brothers and sisters than I think we fully appreciate or realize. This particular tune is a nod to that fact. Song written 1940 by Consuelo Velasquez. I think she was a child when she wrote this song, which is quite a story in and of itself. It is one of the most requested songs in the world, and you'll know it. I'm going to give it a shot tonight. I hope you enjoy this. Part of Americana. Bésame, bésame mucho. Each night I cling to your arms, I hear music divine. Bésame, bésame mucho. Hold me forever and say that you'll always be mine. This joy is something new. My arms are holding you. Never knew this thrill before. Whoever thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering it's you I adore. So, dearest one, if you should leave me, each little kiss would take wing and my life would be through. So, bésame, bésame mucho. Hold me forever and say that you'll always be mine. Bésame, bésame mucho. Oh, each night I cling to your arms, I hear music divine. Bésame, bésame mucho. Hold me forever and say that you'll always be mine. Knew this thrill before. Whoever thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering it's you I adore. So, dearest one, if you should leave me, each little kiss would take wing and my life would be through. So, bésame, bésame mucho. Hold me forever and say that you'll always be mine. Hold me forever and say that you'll always be mine. Hold me forever and say that you'll always will be mine. All right, Consuelo, thank you for that song. Consuelo Velasquez, one of the most recorded songs in all the world, to be honest. Okay. I would be remiss if I didn't do something that represents our folk tradition. Here it is. And I am missing my glasses. Shucks. You guys find my glasses in the back, maybe, on that table? Because I need this for the last verse. Say it again. All right, so I don't have my glasses, so I'm going to have to hold this really close just for the last verse. Let's give this a shot. The great. Okay. Okay, you got it. You got it, Jeff. I have been cued to ask for donations. So, yeah, it certainly is helpful. I mean, obviously, the pressure is light. I mean, we don't, if you can do it, if you have the means to, please do make a donation. It certainly helps me pay these guys, and it helps studio time and all that other good stuff. So, if you have the means, please do contribute. Can you guys noodle? I gotta get my glasses for this. I'm going to find my glasses, and I will be right back. Yeah. Call me Grandpa. I don't mind. Let's see here. Okay. 1968, James Taylor came on the scene. And what a beloved American icon he is, and still sounding pretty good. Still out there playing and touring, and well, taking a little break, as most of us are, but he's still out there doing it. This particular tune is another one that is among the Rolling Stones' top 500 songs of all time. It's a song about coping with the tragic loss of a loved one. And it also, some of the subtext of this tune, it also addresses obliquely James Taylor's, one of his addictions. And it's a pretty special tune in that regard. But I'd like to share this particular tune. My reason for choosing this particular tune is that I think a great many of us have lost people that are special to us in the last year or so. It's been a difficult year. And we've certainly lost some of our heroes this year, as is the nature of things. But it's been a tough year in terms of that. And I thought this song would be appropriate. So I'm going to share it with you. And as we do this, I encourage you to reflect upon folks who have been, anyone who is dear to you that you may have had to say goodbye to in the recent past. A beautiful composition by the great James Taylor. Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. I woke up this morning and I wrote down this song. Just can't remember who to send it to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me make a stand. Just got to see me through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand. I won't make it any other way. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Been walking my mind to an easy time, my back turned towards the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. Well, there's hours of time on the telephone line to talk about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines and pieces on the ground. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you, baby, one more time again. Thought I'd see you one more time again. There's just a few things coming round this way again now. Thought I'd see you, fire and rain, fire and rain, fire and rain. Thought I'd see you again, fire and rain, fire and rain. Okay. Well, we've come to the end of the show, of the presentation. Let's see here. And I have a song that I think is very special to me, and I hope it's special to you. And it says just about everything that I think needs to be said right now. In 1965, Burt Bacharach and Hal David wrote a song in response to, I guess it was the Civil Rights era, it was the Vietnam War. And interestingly, they offered it to Dionne Warwick, and she was uncomfortable with it because it was such a strong message song, and she just was, and she'd already had a full plate, so she kind of passed on it, frankly. So they got Jackie Shannon to sing it, and it turned into a massive hit. Dionne did get around to singing it, and in fact, a lot of people have subsequently forgotten that Jackie DeShannon was actually the original artist who made the song a hit. Such was the magic of that Bacharach-David Warwick triumvirate, if you will. And but kudos go out to Jackie DeShannon for turning this tune into a hit. And it says about everything I think we need to hear right now. So I hope you enjoy this. And I think the message that I'd like to say, oh, by the way, I got a couple of things to share with you. It was featured in many, 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 many films. Austin Powers, Bridget Jones, Forrest Gump, My Best Friend's Wedding, and many more. Powerful song, powerful message. And without any further ado, let's just do it. Let's just do it. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb, and there are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that bears just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow, and there are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Won't you listen, Lord? If you want to know, if you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there is just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, oh, but just for everyone. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, if you're able to, please do hit that donate button. It helps me pay these amazing guys. And while you're in the safety of your home, won't you please put your hands together for Mr. Todd Simon on piano. Blake Meister on bass. Leland Nakamura on drums. Jeff Gruber, the proprietor and the engineer. Welcome once again to COVID Sessions Blue House Live. Before I leave you, I just want to share a quick thought. This thing we call love, in this context, is really agape. And that is kind of glorified empathy. It's about being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to try to experience the hardships, the trauma, the difficulty maybe that they're experiencing. And it works both ways, certainly. It works all ways, in all directions. And that is what Scripture tries to teach us to do. To be able to look outside of ourselves, to see the plight of others, to share in the riches of the world. And if we can do that, just a little bit of that, I am sure, I am certain that we'll be all right. So I wish you love. I wish you agape love. I wish you empathy and peace and joy. That is, in fact, the spirit of this song. It's what its song is all about. And I hope you'll appreciate the diversity and the cultural power and uniqueness that is the American experience. all its difficulties and tensions, at the end of the day, it's an amazing thing. We should be grateful for it. I hope you are. I certainly am. With that, I'd like to say good night. Enjoy your weekend. Ciao for now, everybody. See you next time.